We listen and don't judge. Miss James Teacher Edition. People have often asked me, why do you talk so loud? It's not my intent to talk loud, but do you realize that sometimes I have students that have auditory issues, and that's what this machine is for. Additionally, some students have an academic improvement plan, and their academic improvement plan calls for them to hear clear, concise instructions. So, in order to make it clear, I'll make sure that they can hear me without any problem. Because if you don't know, in a middle school classroom, there's going to be chitty chatty going on. I try to contain it, but sometimes I don't. So I make sure that all of my students can hear me. Sometimes they can hear me down the hall. But another thing I'm always asked is, why do you have plastic over your bookcases? During the pandemic, our rooms were often sprayed with this sanitizer that was starting to make the pages of my book sort of frail. So I covered my bookcases with this clear plastic. But after the pandemic, I noticed that I didn't have as many books that came up, quote, missing. So I thought about it. It's very hard to, quote, borrow a book for a long time if you have to dig under here and get it. Most often I'll see a student when they're doing that. So I kept the clear plastic on there because it has lowered the amount of books that have, quote, walked out of my room. Additionally, I don't have to dust my bookshelf. Every now and then, I'll just clearly wipe this off with some glass cleaner, and it's sort of a unique look too. So you listen and don't judge. There's more to come. As people say, why do you have a coat on? Do you not have heat in your classroom? I have excellent heat in my classroom. This school is not that old. Look, nice heat and cooling system. It works. I hope it continues to work. That is not where I wear a coat. I'll show you in a minute where I wear a coat. I wear a coat for one or two reasons. The first one is I'm trying to hide this in case I'm wearing something that's a little too much for my students. And secondly, I may actually put on a coat if I want a wardrobe change, because sometimes I make multiple videos throughout the day. I don't want to be wearing the same thing. You know how I am about my professional dress. But most often, it's so I will be presentable in front of the camera. Because I remember a certain teacher that social media took out because you could see her being revealed while she was at the board. Listen and don't judge. I'm often asked, why do you have your degrees and awards hanging up? Because I want to do one thing. One, inspire my students. I want them to see what's possible, even though they may too attend a small rural school district. And also, I have some smart students, and sometimes they question whether or not I know what I'm talking about or not. So I'll try to have my awards and especially my degrees posted so they'll see, okay, yeah, she went to school. She knows what she's talking about. You may think I'm kidding, but I'm telling the truth. Listen and don't judge. Why do I have two desks in my room? This desk serves as a, quote, counter for today's work or even the books that we're currently reading and just supplies. However, if I'm not here, it converts to the sub desk. Why do I not let a sub sit at my desk? Because one time I was absent, I came back early, and the sub was at my desk doing this. And so then I decided I needed a new desk designated just for the substitute teacher. Listen and don't judge.